My name is Fabiola Hernandez. I'm an interior designer at Gensler, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the power of color and the power of design, and how they come together to transform, to beautify, and to bring optimism and hope to future generations. Unfortunately, there are 14 million children in the US that go to deteriorated public schools. That's 2 out of 5. And the 680 students at Cambridge Elementary in Concord, California, are these students. These students come from low-income families who witness violence almost every day. Yet their common purpose is to come to school and fulfill their dream of an education. Inspired by the shocking statistic of the 14 million children and the determination of the students at Cambridge, Project Color Corps, Gensler, and IIDA joined forces to reimagine Cambridge for these students. But most importantly, it was to give these students a voice and to give them that empowerment that they could be agents of change in their community. So you may ask, well, how did we get this started, right? Well, the first thing we did was we created an educational seminar where we taught the students about color. But most importantly, we asked them, how does color make you feel? It was so interesting to get these quotes from these students because one student said, "Orange makes me feel like I had breakfast this morning." Another student said, "Blue makes me feel like I could do anything in the world." And another student said, "I like black, because that's how I am. Strong, black, and powerful." These inspirational quotes, their favorite colors, and some of the feel-good words they provided, such as sparkle, gave the inspiration for this project. And the team designed 2 color schemes, Stellar Fun and Natural Brave. And these 2 schemes were introduced to the students during voting day. And voting day is probably one of the best days of this whole experience, not just for the team, but mostly for the students, because this is where they see that their voice matters. It was so exciting to see the students line up with their ballot in their hand, ready to vote. And this excitement, this joy that the students carried during voting day didn't stop here. It continued during painting day. And painting day was so great. This is where all the parents came in and the design community came in to make this project a reality. And you could see the energy from the parents and from the design community. One of the emotional moments for me during painting day was to see a dad that showed up with an all-white painting suit and a bucket full of rollers and paintbrushes and tape that he had brought from home. From speaking to the dad, I found out that he paints for a living. So you would think on your day off, that's the last thing you want to do, right? But he's like, no, I want to be here because I want to make my daughter's school a better place. And that's him there. We believe in the power of color, and we believe in the power of design. And we know when combined, it could create a positive impact to communities and schools. Cambridge Elementary is a beginning. We know that this concept can be taken anywhere in the world to create this optimism and hope for students and future generations. Project Color Corps is hoping to bring this concept to the state of Michigan, and even here in the state of Texas. Out of the 14 million children that go to deteriorated public schools, we've impacted 680. There's so much more to go.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Questions for Fabiola? Stephen?
It's a very complete project. So your intention was, I think, can you talk about the difference between like a focused target and the ambient aspect of the work? I mean, it seems to be more, it seems to walk a certain line between being an ambient environmental enhancement and some sort of substantive value presence value-added presence?
Well, the main focus, the main purpose of the project is to come to schools and give students that otherwise wouldn't feel like they have a voice, or they go home and they witness violence, or they are scared to be in their own neighborhood. And we come in and we go through this process where we listen to the students from day one. And we ask them what they want, how they want to feel, what they want to see. And we listen. And we take all of that information and we incorporate it in a design that we feel will have longevity. We feel that this project with the students can come now, have that impact with the students. But in the future, for example, when they're in college and they come back to their neighborhood and they see their younger sister or younger brother going to that same school, they have that connection.
Well, let me ask a little tougher, more pointed question just for the sake of the game here. I mean, why is it art and not design?
Well, it's a little bit of both, actually.
Uh-huh.
And it's an art because I believe that art gives you a feeling, brings emotion to you, and it's different to everyone. And design brings that to the next level where it's functional and it has more meaning.
You talked about it's impacted 680 kids, and you want to scale to 14 million kids. How are you going to do that? What is next? Like really, practically speaking, how would you do that?
Practically speaking, the next step is spreading the word, like we're doing today. And Project Color Corps hopes to do that and go into different states, go into the whole US, worldwide, and talk about how schools aren't being acknowledged and aren't getting maintained and aren't being an agent of change and inspiration for students and future generations. So vocalizing it, talking about the projects, even within the communities, when the parents speak to other neighborhoods saying, well, this project came into my sons or daughters' school, and they're so excited to go to school now. They never want to be tardy, etc.
I think vocalizing it is good, and it's clearly like a critical part of growing the project. But beyond that, is there any other kind of practical next steps? Have you identified any other sites? Are you talking to any other schools or cities or groups?
Great question. Yeah, absolutely. The next projects in the books is a school in San Francisco, and some of our designers from our Gensler offices in the Houston, not Houston, I'm sorry. Houston office, they're connecting with Laura from Project Color Corps to look into another school out there. And there's also the mention of another school in Michigan. So we're slowly getting in more of that rhythm of creating more of a bigger impact US-wide.
If I could ask really quickly, color in architecture, colors fade. Do you have some sort of program for that?
Colors fade?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a maintenance program that we do with the school. And
Excellent. Thank you.
all right.
But
Thank
it's
you.
actually,